Hi. In the 30 days since the Uttar Pradesh government passed a new law against forced religious conversions, over a dozen FIRs have been filed, 51 people have been arrested, 49 are still in jail. Majority of them are Muslim men accused of alluring Hindu women, and in some cases, the men's family members are being accused as well. One case is about forced conversion to Christianity, for which three are in jail. Now, there are three broad explanations for this, and I'll take you through them one by one. Make up your mind. Number one, that the law was the absolute need of the hour. There were rampant religious conversions, all forced, these had to be curbed. Number two, since most of the cases so far are related to marriage, the government realized people, especially Hindu women, were being forced towards religious conversions under the pretext of marriage, so this had to be curbed. Or number three, that the intent of the law is something else, perhaps to deepen the othering of Muslims or not. I'm going to list 12 facts for you so that you can arrive at your own conclusions as to what explains these FIRs and these arrests a little better. So let's get started. And before I do that, I am going to use the word Love Jihad, oxymoron and controversial term sometimes in this video, and I'll try and explain towards the end why we did that as well. My name is Anubha Bhonsle and this is Newsworthy. Fact number one. Of the 12 or so FIRs filed under the new law, we can confirm that at least 7 had something to do with organizations like the Bajrang Dal or the Hindu Yuva Vahini, founded by the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath himself. This number could be a little higher, but members of these organizations have been accused of beating couples, intimidating couples, and some of them informed the police about their suspicions of love jihad happening. Let's move to fact number 2, and it's a short story. Rashid and Pinky met in Dehradun. They fell in love, they got married. Pinky converted. They got married 6 months ago during the lockdown without telling their parents in a court of law in Dehradun. Cut to December, the couple decides to finally register their marriage, so they go to the registrar's office in Moradabad on the 5th of December along with Rashid's brother. The Bajrang Dal people surround them, question Pinky, ask her about her burqa, shove the men around. They inform the police about love jihad, and the police then promptly arrest Rashid and his brother under the new law. Pinky repeatedly says she converted and married of her own will. Adult Pinky is then sent into a shelter home. 10 days later, Pinky says she miscarried due to medical negligence at the shelter home. Everyone continues to dismiss her. After 15 days in jail, Rashid and his brother are released by a judge after the police find no evidence against them. And a private lab confirms that Pinky did in fact miscarry. Fact number 3, in at least 3 cases filed under the new law, the judiciary has dismissed all charges against the accused due to lack of evidence. Fact number 4, since the law has been passed, several high courts across the country, Allahabad, Delhi, Karnataka, Kolkata, have gone out of their way to put on the record that state interference in personal matters like marriage and religion between two adults is a violation of fundamental rights. All these verdicts have come in forced conversion cases. Fact number 5. The Allahabad High Court deserves a little more detailing. Chief Minister Adityanath once mentioned this verdict of the High Court to justify the new law. The court had ruled against religious conversion solely for the purpose of marriage. But what gets missed out is that the High Court overruled its own ruling just a few weeks later and called that verdict a bad law. It reiterated that the state has no say in a decision made by 2 consenting adults.
Fact number 6. A 17-year-old and an 18-year-old were arrested in 2 separate incidents under the new law. One was walking home with a friend. Such are the times that we need to mention a Hindu friend and a minor. The other was eating a pizza with a friend, also a Hindu minor. The charge: attempt to induce the girls with the goal of conversion. In both cases, the police say that the father of the girls filed the FIR. Both the fathers say no, say the police pressurized them into filing the complaint. The 17-year-old is in jail and not in a juvenile home because the police say he's 18. Fact number 7. In 13 out of 14 FIRs, the woman is an adult. She's over 18. Just going by media reports, in at least 5 cases, the woman has explicitly said she is not being coerced. But between the vigilantes and the cops, it's hard to get a word in. Curiously, in some cases, the police report that the woman's statement has not been recorded yet. Fact 8. Of all 14 FIRs, 2 are filed by women themselves. One in Hardoi and one in Shahjahanpur. Both allege they were forced to convert by Muslim men and raped. One said on the pretext of marriage and the other said at gunpoint. In both cases, the men were booked under the new law and for rape. The police in this case from Hardoi says the woman's statement is paramount. Fact 9. It's early days, so the law is being applied at the police's discretion and some would say selectively. In one case, the police acted on a complaint to disrupt the wedding of a Hindu bride and a Muslim groom, even though neither party intended to convert to the other's religion. But since it was a religious ceremony, the law kicked in. You can watch our earlier video explaining this aspect of the new law. But in 2 other cases where the grooms were Hindu and the brides were Muslims, before conversion, UP police did not file an FIR under the new law. In one of the cases, they provided security for the Hindu wedding to take place. And in the other case, the police filed an FIR against the Hindu man for abduction and robbery on the woman's parents' complaint, but refused to add the new anti-conversion law as a charge. Why? Senior Superintendent of Police Rohit Singh Sajwan explained to the media, "We are following the High Court's direction which says that 2 consenting adults in a relationship have the right to live together without any interference from their families." Fact 10. Several investigations by central agencies have found there is no larger love jihad conspiracy. This government said so a few months ago in Parliament that there is no such thing as love jihad. But one should not have been surprised. A law to curb love jihad was a campaign promise in the 2014 Lok Sabha elections as well as UP elections. Several BJP-ruled states led by UP are moving towards a similar law.
In reality, mixed marriages are actually rare. A 2013 study found that less than 5% of Indians marry outside their caste and just over 2% of women between the ages of 15 and 49 married outside their religions. Fact number 12, and I know it's the last one. It's important to underline that the repeated usage of this problematic and controversial term love jihad in the media normalizes it and should be desisted. We used it to explain the 12 points a little better. Love jihad is an oxymoron. The law has, in a way, made sure that the term has traveled from the fringes to the mainstream. This law, in particular, also ends up disregarding the voices of many young adults, especially women, and denies them the autonomy and agency to take certain life decisions of their own free will. I'd urge you to look at all these 12 points and circle back to the question we raised about this new law, its purpose, and its implementation. I'm Anubha Bhonsle. Pallavi and self are always eager to receive your feedback. We believe in engaging mindfully, robustly, and effectively to all the feedback you send us. Criticism or pats on the back. So, share our work with your friends and family. News without noise is a great gift to give. We'll see you again very soon.